Focus, people. Let's stay focused. All right. So, on the political tip, Obama. There was a report that Obama, I know, I ain't shade. There was a report that Obama would never have married Michelle if it if it wasn't by design. Like they were set up to do it. And he pretty much had nothing. She had everything. Now, I'm gonna say this on both accounts. So what? But they're making it seem like Obama didn't stand a chance without her. And I'm all about giving women their props. You know what I mean? And, and also, they also said something to the tune of Obama never dated a black woman until he started messing around with Michelle, and that, and that rather bodacious posterior. And I'm like, I don't know about you, but jungle fever is a real thing, even reverse jungle fever, like Michael Jackson reverse vitiligo. But there are people who cross the borders all the time. Sometimes you might see a white girl with a fatty. Might be looking at her like, damn, and she might come at you. I done had it happen to me, straight at you too, like like not even playing the game. Like there's no guessing game with them. They come directly at you. You know what I mean? Talking about what's cracking. You know what I'm saying? So Obama, being that he's half white, it just doesn't it just doesn't really matter. But they're saying he wouldn't have got as far because of Michelle is black. Wasn't so much because of her political ties or because she had money. Or because she's brilliant. Because the chick is brilliant. She's my next vote for president. Uh, but simply because she was a black one. So let's look at all the presidents and president or the candidates. Anybody who's ever ran for president, or anybody who's ever got to the primaries. Let's put it like that. All married, children, got a dog. Why? Because that's the American image. If you don't have that, then they don't think that you represent family. How would you know? You don't have a family. You don't have any kids. You don't have a dog. Well, they make sure they cover all those bases. So they're saying it's like a game of chess. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, isn't Obama in some long tie term connected to George Bush? That's what people keep saying. And I keep thinking to myself, the man is half white. So, I mean, for him to gravitate towards white women or black women, it's natural to him. It's just, but here's the big thing when it comes to black and white in this country. Uh, Even if you have a tinge of black in you, you're black because it's a dominant gene. Um, so I'm not going to get on a genetic level with you guys. For one, I'm not a geneticist. I'm not a doctor, but this is what's out there. And put it to you like that. So you guys can go and argue about it yourself. I don't care. But it's a dominant gene, meaning it's going to show up. I put it to you like this: there was a police officer recently who was being harassed because he went on to one of those websites where you find out who your people are down the line, your grandmother's grandmother type of thing. Found out he was 18% black. He's a white police officer on an all-white police force, and they've been letting him have it. His police chief called him Kunta. He's like, I can't believe you just called me that. And they just been letting him have it ever since they found out. I mean, they've been going in on him, so, he better be careful. He might want to get out of there and go hang out with some brothers. We'll take you. We like the fact that you got 18% in you, and you're a white dude. This way you can identify with some of the stuff we go through. Now you know how it feels, bro. You want us now, you might as well just, you know what I'm saying, come on and get some of this old chicken. Get some of this old fried chicken. You know what I'm saying? Hang out with the brothers and play dominoes on Sunday. You one of us now, bro. That's the way those white officers see you. So people react differently when they find out you got some black in you. Even if you're white as can be. But if they find out that you act like you got some black in you and you don't, like Rachel Dolezal, remember that goofy chick who was the leader of the NAACP chapter in her state? And and it became a big thing because she was putting her hair like she was black, and then she was walking around saying she was black. Now, we didn't really care until you said you were black. Then we're like, wait a minute, because you can be the leader of the NAACP and be a white person. As far as I'm concerned, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do. I don't care if you're an Asian dude. Asian woman, I don't care what color you are. If you're doing right by the position and you're helping people, then that's cool with me. I'm not hung up on that. Like what happened last weekend, it was a beauty pageant. Chick won the whole contest, and she's mixed, white and black. And then the black people said she wasn't black enough. And I'm like, tell that to Vanessa Williams. Because Vanessa Williams, when she won the pageant, was something that fell out of a cloud. Vanessa Williams at 18, 19, I don't know how old she was, I think she was 19, 20, was so gorgeous and so stunningly and aesthetically perfect that it shocked you just by looking at her. And her everything looked, it was unreal how gorgeous she looked. And she's still cute. And the thing about it is, then she went off and did that Playboy thing, and they took her crown from her. But I mean, there's all kind of mixed race people who are doing things and are making accomplishments and strides, and then there's people who want to take it away from them because they're not 100% this, 100% that black. And I'd like to approach some of those people, especially some of those lighter skinned black people, and say, let me go ahead and, educate you real quick, because the white man was all up in your grandmama. He's lighting her up. He's lighting her up on a regular in front of your granddad. And wasn't jack you can do, or your great granddad. What up, man?
She's so happy.
Yeah, she's happy. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, but he was, great grandma. She was getting it from the back, okay, right in front of granddad, who had to stand there and watch. You don't believe me? Go ask Jefferson, because he was tagging all them slaves. He loved black women. And let me tell you something. There's, the people who did those atrocities back then, all the raping, it wasn't all the time they was being raped. Some of those black women liked white men. That. Listen, it was something different to them. Some women who were straight off the boat didn't look at every white man as the enemy. Some of them fell in love with white men. And I didn't have a problem with it unless they were the enemy. If you fall in love with somebody who's whooping your ass and then whooping my ass, then you deserve an ass whooping. But if you fell in love with somebody who's treating you like a queen, who's doing right by you on every stretch of humanity and doing the best he can, he's white. Okay, fine. Only way I would have a problem with that is if I wanted you and you didn't want me, and that has happened to me before. The girl didn't want me, and she went and had baby with a white man, and you just have to eat that. So I'm saying, this whole thing with Obama being, you know, choosing Michelle. I mean, let's look at who Obama dated back then. Let's look at, did he grow up as a brother? Because he was well aware that he was black, but he's just, what lane did he stay in? And then, what I'm saying? Like, how did he live? And then I mean, was he faking it? You know what I'm saying? And then you look at some brothers now, man, they are deep in the hood, and you ain't even got to be deep in the hood. You can just be a very black, ethnic, you can have a very ethnic lifestyle and still choose a white woman. Because that white woman, uh, something about you and her it just clicked. You identified with her. Even though you're supposed to run after these Kandaki sisters with the big booty, and they running after every dumb wannabe out there, like what, Confufu and all these other weird names. These dudes run around talking about knowledge that does nothing, that doesn't drop, and that doesn't raise your IQ not one bit, that doesn't get you not one more dollar in your pocket, that doesn't build equity, that doesn't get you a loan. It does absolutely nothing with some of these priests and priestesses. It's it's irritating because they drag away some of the most beautiful sisters, and you're like, how are you that beautiful and that stupid? Beauty and brains just don't go together. It's not a guarantee. So you have those situations where you just watch the most gorgeous black woman just get swallowed up, and then out comes a white man. Not even ones that got all together and everything, because some of them are rough around the edges. As a matter of fact, they gravitate towards the ones that are rough around the edges. They struggling just like you are, you know. And or when you go into the workplace, let's be real about this Obama thing. Let's look at the numbers. I don't know them exactly, but when you look at successful black men, especially the fact that Obama, he's running for office back then. I used to work in the House of Representatives, and I say that a lot when it comes to political speak because I actually lived that life. I wasn't running for anything. I worked in that arena. I wore a suit and tie every day, came in clean, and the women, they're like the black women that were semi interested in me then. They weren't for real. They were interested in sleeping with me. That's all they wanted. And every now and then you get one that wanted to marry you and didn't even know you, and that's scary. It's like what? What? They're looking at you, and then they're looking at your shoes, they're looking at your suit. They're not really looking at you. You're a product to them. It's so superficial because it's like after all the hype is over and done with, you're gonna leave me. You're gonna find the next guy who you think looks good. You're gonna leave me because I'm a regular dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm 6'2", too, but nonetheless, I'm a regular dude. There's not a lot of flair to me, but there's not. But the women in that arena, it's just hard to find one good, solid one. Especially when it comes to making that money. It's a financial thing, and then when you find when you look at the how many white women are already in that arena and already have that money, it's like, yeah, dude gravitated towards what he saw. I mean, a man's got needs. Women got big booty too now. Shoot, they grits and cornbread all day now. You look on some of these videos, you find like with the high school teacher, the one high school teacher, she stopped teaching, high school and start, making twerking videos. She got a fatty, and she just stopped because everybody kept requesting her twerking videos on YouTube. Now YouTube has changed that, but what was really crazy with her, but they was asking her to go out and show up at places just to shake her butt, and she is successful. She was saying, I make so much more doing this, what I'm saying, than I ever did as a teacher. So I can understand you, Barack. You saw that African queen. You saw that Jew, that Mesopotamian Jew, and you looked at that, and you looked at Michelle like, yeah, yeah, that's what my mama was talking about right there. That Africa came out in you. You was like, yeah, it's about to go down, you know? And you ain't let that woman go. And not one man on this earth can be mad about that. She gave you two beautiful kids and the dog. And you still lighting her up. She's still one of the finest women on the planet, and she's definitely one of the smartest. She can hold her own in a conversation with just about anybody. Not unless you're talking about something that she has nothing to do with, and then she'll probably absorb everything you say, go home, read it, come back the next day, 24 hours, and then regurgitate everything that she said to you and be as smart as you. The girl is competent on every level. Excuse me, the woman is competent on every level. She's a dynamite speaker. She knows how to play the game that's trying to play her. And I don't really see any fault in her as a person. I don't know her personally. But I can't see him making a better choice. And there are a lot of beautiful, smart, young, talented black women out there. But he chose the smartest chick in the room. She just happened to be a black woman. That's what I think. I don't think it was necessary that she's black. I think he looked around and all he saw was her. In the arena of politics that I've worked in, there are thousands of them. And once you get up to a certain level, they all are trying to get on. White, black, blue, green, Martian, it don't matter. He took the best choice. He ain't take the he ain't take her because she had the biggest booty. He ain't take her because she had a familiar genetic code, which it wouldn't matter if black or white. If it was Asian, then it'd be like, okay, you got an Asian girl. All right, obese, little Asian persuasion. He took the woman who was the smartest chick, and he knew she could escalate him and slingshot him into infamy, right into the presidency, right into the Oval Office. You know, and they are both in there bumping uglies, laughing at Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? And when Michelle takes over office, they're going to do it again. Like, we've been here before, ain't we? Y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be here for another 8 years, all up in the White House. Your boy Tone 202. Stay focused.